already know this is Punch, Drunk, Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, Danny Garcia and Errol Spence actually squashed their beef on Twitter earlier today. Well, I'm not going to say beef. I'm going to say they got to an understandings. There was some clarifications that was needed to be said by both both gentlemen. Now, it was Errol Spence tweeted in reference to Danny Garcia post-fight interview in the post-fight conference. You already know that he beat Jose Benavidez Jr. this past weekend in the Barclays Center. And his post-fight interview, what was called viral, and he was explaining about his mental illness, anxiety, depression, and things of that nature. And then in the post-fight conference, they was alluding to his performance versus Errol Spence and what went wrong and things of that nature. And Errol Spence felt like, there shouldn't be no excuses and things of that nature. So they took it to Twitter. Errol Spence took it to Twitter and voiced his opinion. Now, this is what he said. People trying to figure out how they're going to pay their mortgage or rent every month, etc. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't care who think about what fuck I care about a rich nigga being depressed. I'm sure my elders felt worse than me. Danny Swift Garcia replied to Errol Spence, "No excuses. I said you won fair and square. You were the better man that night. Anxiety and depression is real and can affect you. It don't have nothing to do with being rich. Respect a honey." So Errol Spence, went back and tweeted to Danny Swift Garcia. It was mostly directed at your pops for his comments on why you lost, like I wasn't coming back from something. And you're right, it doesn't. Respect to you, though, for talking about it and showing that side, something that most of us won't or not ready to do. I'm actually very, very happy that both these guys came to understanding, clarification. It could have gone either way, because I believe Danny Swift Garcia would have said something like disrespectful after Errol Spence's tweet, then they would have been on this disrespect, who could disrespect each other the most, you know what I'm saying? But instead, I did like how Danny Swift Garcia actually responded, because with Errol Spence, when he responded after that, it almost like he humbled a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he not got humbled like he's trying to sun him, but I think that Danny Swift Garcia, the way he tweeted was like, like a real G. And Errol Spence was a real G to identify that, hey, yo, ain't no hate around here. I'm just letting you know what I was going through and things of that nature. Not trying to take nothing away from you. And I'm just paraphrasing, but y'all see the tweet. And I like the way that Errol Spence replied to him as well. That's some real G shit from both of these guys. Because Danny Swift Garcia would have been, he could have said something asshole like what y'all see in the thumbnail. Like, fuck, we care about a drunk motherfucker nearly killing himself and others. You know what I'm saying? It could escalate to that. But sometimes, people need to, it's how you respond to one another. You know what I'm saying? When you don't see eye to eye, or somebody takes a interview or a phrase or a comment, and not realize that, I'm not trying to play you. I'm not trying to, this is what it is. So I like the way that they handle that in front of the world. I'm not going to say in front of the world, but in Twitter, But remember when but it's hard to judge, it's not right to judge somebody unless if you're doing it through scripture and things of that nature. Timothy, I think what is it, Timothy 2 or something like that, where it says, all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. So you could judge, but it got to be through scripture. You feel me? Just not judging and just judging people like crazy. Errol Spence got to remember what he was going through. There was a lot of people that was being there for him. That maybe, you know what I'm saying, people didn't find, there's people out there in the world that don't pity what he went through. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that have died of, somebody being, or somebody had a friend, or somebody had a brother or sister, a mother or father who had died due to somebody being under the influence. So, but we in the boxing community was still there for Errol Spence, and pray that he didn't hurt anybody. I mean, that's a blessing that didn't hurt nobody. It's a blessing that he's still alive, and it's a blessing that he's here with his family, children, and also having a great career. But I remember in the Brian Custer's interview, there was this part where Brian Custer asked Errol Spence this, and I'm gonna put it right here so y'all can listen to.
what can you tell them about how this has changed you as a person?
For the most part, it's helping not to judge people, because you can't judge somebody on the outside, not in the inside yet. So you don't know what they're going through, especially mentally and stuff like that.
Now that was Earl Spence, one of the major interviews that he did after the car accident, and so even when he asked him that, it's not to judge anybody. You never know what people are going through. So all I'm saying is I just put that clip up, so just in case, what I'm saying, Earl Spence watched the video or something, just remember, you don't want people to judge you. We don't know what you was going through. I remember Earl Spence said that he was self-destructing even before the Sean Porter fight. And when I heard that the first time, because Earl Spence is like the clean cut. He's like the clean cut guy, soft spoken, and but we saw in little videos, when he was chilling with the ABs and we chilling with the Javante and Dave, we saw him a little bit intoxicated and things of that nature. But in my opinion, I think I was saying that's nothing. He going to a fight, let him have some fun too. And then we saw him then chilling with the rappers, going to the strip club and stuff like that, and looking kind of woozy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want nobody to go through what Earl Spence went through. So what I'm saying, to wake up or change or be humbled in that way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that he overcame that. But also, we never know what they're going through. We never know what people are going through. We don't know if they could. Some people are stronger and weaker than others, or some people just know how to handle certain things better than others. You know what I'm saying? People are depressed, anxiety, and bipolar, a lot of mental illness and different type of levels that even myself, I'm still trying to learn and trying to be humble about what people go through. Because when you born and raised in a less fortunate area, in the hood and things of that nature, everybody's struggling, bro. Everybody's struggling. So everybody on that. Somebody is frustrated, struggling, sad, mad, angry, because of the circumstances that we need to, live day in and day out. So when somebody shares their issues or their mental health issues or whatever their problem, people really don't want to hear about it because people are suffering themselves. But I believe that everybody got their say and got their time to express what they're going through. And I believe that everybody deserves support. I believe that everybody deserves some help and when in need. And it's what we do. This is what we trying to do here in Punch Run Boxing in the community, man. Be there for modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. Just understanding them, not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing, but have a genuine heart to just understand what other people is going through and learning from it. These fighters, they go through a lot, man. They make these type of sacrifices, man. They molded to be warriors, molded to be fighters. It's like actors. There's certain actors that they have a role, and then after they're moving, after they finish filming, they got to go back into the normal life and try to find themselves again because they've been stuck in that role. And the same thing goes for fighters. They fight to make a living. They fight to feed themselves. They fight to feed their families, and they got to have this mindset of a fighter when they go to camp. And then after the fight, they have to, be this nice guy, or almost like be civilized again while they was training like an animal, like a savage. So, there's a lot of athletes, especially fighters, that's going through that go through a lot, man. There's a lot of pressure. You're the only man in the ring. You know what I'm saying? You're the superhero. You're the breadwinner. And, sometimes they take that L, and that L is like, that's it, man. It's like somebody strip you from your cape. And some people can't handle it. Some fighters can't handle it, or they have to overcome that. And people don't have a genuine feeling towards the fighter. But out here, man, Punch Run Boxing, man, I love y'all all, man. I love all the fighters. But I like the way that both these guys handle things. I understand that Earl the True Spence too. I think he has a love for the Nation of Islam. Or I know that he was in Barbershop Conversation, and he was talking about his practice, or him. I think he's more in trying to convert into Islam. I believe so, or the black movement. So he's very intact with that. So I can understand in this tweet when he says, "My elders," paraphrasing, should probably struggle. I had to have it worse than my elders, you know what I'm saying? So I think he's talking about, probably slavery and things of that nature, but everybody going through something, you know what I'm saying? Everybody going through something. I understand Earl Spence, and I understand everybody in the world, man. Our DNA has struggled, but our DNA has overcome. Danny Silva Garcia and Earl the True Spence.